Lawmakers in Florida are jumping back into the education culture wars, and Chris Rock gets into the infamous slap in his new Netflix special. I'm Jeff Pierre, and this is The Seven from The Washington Post. It's Monday, March 6th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. First up, Ukrainian forces are still clinging onto the small industrial city of Bakhmut. It's located in the east and has been the site of some brutal fighting. Russian troops are attempting to surround Bakhmut. Ukrainian officials have said recently that their forces may need to withdraw to avoid getting trapped. The fight to control the city has become the main focus of Russia's attempt to regain momentum on the battlefield. Number 2. Countries finalized a major deal this weekend to protect ocean life. The treaty gives nations a way to create conservation areas in international waters. This is a crucial step. You might remember that last year there was an agreement to protect 30% of the planet by the end of the decade. This will help us get there. The deal still needs to be ratified by the UN, and it could be years before it goes into effect. If you go to the Washington Post, there's a good breakdown of how the treaty will work and why it's important to ocean life. Another train went off the tracks in Ohio on Saturday. That's story number 3. The derailment caused a brief shelter-in-place order in the city of Springfield, which is about 40 miles west of Columbus. Officials say that no hazardous chemicals leaked from the train. It follows a February 3rd derailment of another Norfolk Southern train in eastern Ohio. That one caused an explosion and released toxic chemicals into the air and water. Number 4. Lawmakers in Florida are introducing more bills to reshape education. The ideas range from requiring teachers to use pronouns matching children's sex assigned at birth to establishing a universal voucher program. The legislative session begins tomorrow. The proposed laws have a high likelihood of at least passing Florida's House of Representatives, which leans heavily Republican. School laws like this have become the latest front in the culture wars. At least 25 states have passed 64 laws in the last 3 academic years, changing what students can learn and do. Here's number 5. Diabetes and obesity are rising among young Americans. Obesity rose in adults ages 20 to 44 years old. 33% of people in that age group were obese in 2009. That number rose to 41% in 2020. This is according to a new study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. Diabetes rose 3% to 4% over that same period. Deaths from heart attacks and other effects of cardiovascular illness had been declining in the U.S., but progress appears to have stalled over the past decade. Number 6. The Formula One racing season kicked off yesterday in Bahrain. The international sport has become increasingly popular in the U.S. Races are scheduled for Miami in May, Austin in October, and Las Vegas in November. Last year's champion, Max Verstappen, won the race this weekend, but the third-place finisher stole the show.
And Alonso gets a little bit of slipstream, and he's making the move. Sainz is nearly driving him off the road, but Fernando Alonso is onto the podium once again in Formula One. What a debut he is having with Aston Martin.
If you're new to the F1 craze like me, you can binge the Netflix series Drive to Survive. And we also have a crash course on F1 racing terms on the Post website. And at number 7, Chris Rock finally let loose on getting slapped at the Oscars. He performed a live Netflix stand-up special on Saturday.
And people like, did it hurt? It still hurts. I got summertime ringing in my ears.
From there, we'd be bleeping a lot. It's been almost a year since Will Smith hit Chris Rock on stage over a joke about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. Rock also joked about infidelity in the Smiths' relationship. And just like that, you are all caught up. We love hearing from you, so don't forget that you can rate the show if you're listening to us on Spotify. If you listen to The 7 on Apple, you can also write us a review and tell us what you think. Oh, and one more thing. It's Monday, so tap into the new Washington Post news quiz called On the Record. You can earn more points if you start at the beginning of the week. I'm Jeff Pierre, and I will meet you back here tomorrow.